Welcome back to Queen Elizabeth Oval. It is the second of the triple headers. It's the Dandenong Stingrays taking on the Geelong Falcons. And if my memory serves me correctly, these are the two previous winners of the under-18 competition in the previous two seasons. Am I right, Matthew? Phil Crooks calling the game today alongside Matthew Cox. How are you, Matthew?
Oh, very well. Beautiful day here at QEO. And yes, you are right. The reigning premiers in the Stingrays and the 2017 under-18 premiers, the Geelong Falcons. Who are we keeping our eye on in this match, Crooksy? I know there's Hayden Young, who's the skipper of the Dandenong Stingrays.
Yep, Hayden Young, who we saw a bit of in the grand final premiership last year. He'll be one that I'll be looking for. Ned Cahill is another that I'm keeping my eye on. And there's a young fella there. There we go, Hayden Young, Ned Cahill, and Sam De Conning, who's the brother of Tom De Conning, who we saw kick 8 goals a couple of years ago for the Dandenong Stingrays and for the Falcons.
Cooper Stevens, keeping a close eye on him throughout the day, did a majority of the inside work with Sammy Walsh and Ned McHenry around him last year, so expecting him to be more on the outside this year. Got a great attitude, good skills as well at 190 centimetres. Jesse Clark, coming from St Joseph's, played almost every game last year for the Geelong Falcons. and gives a lot of rebound off half-back, so looking forward to seeing that. Charlie Sprague, a 19-year-old for the Geelong Falcons, has called his names a few times over the last couple of seasons. And another 19-year-old, Lachlan Hocking, keeping his eye on. Recently came across from South Australia, a half-back flanker who Geelong are hoping to develop into a midfielder, as we've got two players going in for the toss for the Geelong Falcons. Picking up who that is, Jesse Clark. And
the Falcons won the toss, I think, kicking to the city end.
Trying to catch the second number of who that was heading out there. Would have been Cooper Stevens, the other co-captain.
The other player or players that I've noticed there's plenty of ham in the team, Rick. Rick Morris joining us. Oh, no, he's not. I've just caught him. I've caught him unawares. There you go. I didn't know. I thought he was over there. I wasn't looking.
I was not trying to ham it at all, Crooksy.
Boom, boom. Charlie Ham and Sheldon Ham. And we might find out later on if they're related to Braden Ham, who's now a mighty Bomber.
He certainly is.
Drafted to the Bombers, and we liked his work last year. And
wasn't he a Gippsland Power boy?
No, Geelong Falcons.
Was he?
There was...
there was another Ham.
There was a Wilbur Ham.
Will Ham.
Will Ham, yeah.
Yeah.
He's been... I think he's with Box Hill now.
Okay.
Box Hill in the VFL.
And just another name to watch from the Falcons lineup. His brother's doing wonders at Carlton at the moment. Henry Walsh. Sam's 184 centimetres. Henry Walsh is 200. It's just a little size difference between the two brothers there.
What's Mum feeding them? Is she feeding them anything different?
I don't know, but I want some of it.
I'm confident Sam's got the better skills at this stage.
Gee, early call, Rick. Good.
How would it be if he just came out like Sam at 200 centimetres? Wouldn't that be good?
Well, we're seeing the evolution of the old... back in our day, Rick, the centre-half forward that now plays in the midfield. If we get a ruckman that starts playing like a midfielder...
No, I don't think that's going to be happening.
All right. Both teams have broken from their huddles. They will be going in there. Dandenong in their traditional strip. Both teams in their traditional strip. The Stingrays in the yellow or gold with the black Stingray motif. Always looks pretty impressive, Rick, I reckon.
Yeah, nice Guernsey with the black shorts.
Black epaulettes and the red trim. And Geelong Falcons with the dark navy blue with the two white stripes down the left-hand side. All right. All interested parties have now left the arena, leaving the players on there. The umpires have checked with the skippers. We've got Austin Bradkey. We need to find out if that's a relation. As the umpire holds the ball aloft. Second game of the triple header. Take it away, Maddo.
Thanks, Crooksy. As we're underway, great tap down by Popper for the Geelong... it's Henry Walsh, the Geelong Falcons. Showing his height early in the game. Falcons searching for their first win of 2019 after going down to the Bendigo Pioneers in the opening round of the NAB League. So should get another ball up. Down by about 42 points. And lost last week to the GWV Rebels by 1 point. So searching for their first win. Stingrays will win that clearance. That was Popper who went towards half forward for them. Bouncing ball collected here by Dandenong, who just shovel a handball out. Coming sideways now, Geelong. Searching here for Gribble. Up against the boundary line. The kick coming inboard to Lazaro. Just possessing the footy. Rayner down the wing. Searching there for Oliver Henry. Ball comes to ground and the umpire should come in and ball this up.
Now, Austin is a basketballer as well, Crooksy. You asked the question before. And son of Mark Bradkey.
Crikey. Interesting, watch him develop. Ball cleared by Dandenong. This will be Reardon. Reardon kicks to centre half forward. Finds Ned Cale on the lead. Kick smothered. Cale chases after it. Can't quite pick it up. Diving on top of it. The Stingrays try to clear it. Short kick inside 50. Handball over the top. It was a looping one. Slowed up a little bit. They kick to the top of the square. Snap on goal. Mark taken in the goal square. Right on the line. And they've just crossed.
Corey Ellison's taken that.
Corey Ellison has marked this, and you would say should kick the first of the game for the Dandenong Stingrays. He comes in, kicks, and it's straight through the middle. Stingrays get their first 2 minutes in.
Just a bit more on Austin Bradkey. He's been signed by Melbourne as a Category B rookie. All right, so they've already got his services, and 204 centimetres tall. He's eligible to join Melbourne as a Category B rookie. He's not played footy since 2015 and been in Victorian representative basketball teams.
Sounds like an all-round athlete. Another talented individual as Walsh again won the tap. Handball came the way of Gribble. They're retreating backwards here. Kilpatrick. High up and under kick. Oh, Stingrays spoiled each other. Door opens up now for the Geelong Falcons. Handball inboard, not good. Heath under pressure. Lloyd dispossessed. And the umpire should call for it. He's circling, letting it go. Finally says, give it to me, I will ball it up. Stingrays have won their first 2 matches of the NAB League season in 2019. Both 6-point victories in tight arm wrestles to start their premiership defence of the under-18 competition, as the umpire again letting it go. Very congested right in front of our broadcast position here at the beautiful Queen Elizabeth Oval in Bendigo. Thrown in the air. Ball just bobbling around. Gribble under pressure for the Geelong Falcons. The handball popped out to Lazaro. His kick partially smothered. Walsh chasing after it there. Stingrays a little hungrier at the footy. Bove coming through, lost control of it. And now they get a kick inside 50 through Ham to the top of the goal square, and they've got a mark. Taking it there is Max Annandale for the Geelong Falcons, directly in front as they search for their first 4.5 minutes into the opening term.
We're going to be joined by Lee Fraser, who is the Vic Country Talent Manager during the third quarter today.
This is Annandale comes in. So all square here at Queen Elizabeth Oval. 1 goal apiece.
Good start, Geelong. We saw with the last game and the breeze. You can see the trees at the city end of the ground. The breeze has certainly got up from early morning today. So you want to make the most of what you've got down at that end of the ground while you've got that advantage. Back in the middle. In the ruck, we've got Begoa Newen for Dandenong. And he is up against Henry Walsh. Tap down, Dandenong. Get a falling over type clearance. Geelong with a bit of poise. Get boot to ball. They kick to centre half forward. Mark spilt. Wasn't easy. They jump on it, Geelong, and it is out of bounds on the full. That was Luke Lloyd. And the free kick will go to Dandenong. It'll be taken by Henry Berringer. So
what we saw in the last game, you would think the Falcons would need to be leading at quarter time.
Absolutely.
Probably a couple of goals they'd want to be in front by with this, kicking with this fairly strong breeze now.
Caught. No, just breaks the tackle. Kick smothered. Here's a chance. Goes for the tumbling mongrel punt. He's got it. Great goal there for Geelong by Noah Gribble. Almost did the dribble kick, Noah Gribble. And excellent start. Just put boot to ball and straight through for the Geelong Falcons. 2 goals straight, 12. Dandenong 1 goal straight 6.5 minutes in.
It was almost a flat punt, but he actually directed it onto his boot that way and meant it. So unusual to see, but effective.
Can you YouTube Peter Hudson kicking for goal? Because that's what he used to do.
Yeah, I don't know how he did it, but he could do it. Wasn't the orthodox torpedo either, was it?
Ball back in the middle, and the Falcons will clear again. Rayner, long ball inside 50, off hands. Stingrays getting caught there, Berringer. Door opens up, quick kick on the boot there from Lloyd. Ball in the goal square, happy to see it through there. It was James Thomas for the Dandenong Stingrays. Hayden Young looks to bring the ball back into play. Chip short. Mark taken by Sam de Koning. Defensive 50, not the greatest of kicks. Kilpatrick takes it. His kick inside 50 hits de Koning on the chest. Sorry, that's Hayden Young. Inside defensive 50. Geelong will come back into attack through Stubbings. Again, Young mopping up in defensive 50 for the Dandenong Stingrays. Goes wide with the kick. They're able to set up play off half-back. Mark taken by Braddock on the outer wing. They get it into the hands of Cahill at half-forward. Piercing ball inside 50. Can't hit a target. Falcons shovel a handball out, but not to their advantage. Back into the hands of Smith. High ball inside 50. Pack collides. It's punched away. And the Falcons should be able to set up off half-back. The kick into the middle is good. Mark taken by Max Annandale. Goes inside 50. Just fell a little short of the intended target there of Lloyd. Door opens up for Newan on the outer side momentarily. Geelong will get a free kick, half-forward flank.
Just chipped at that pass a bit, Annandale, so it didn't carry the distance. Got a kick through the footy.
So Harris will go inside 50 for the Geelong Falcons. There's a little push.
Free kick to Dandenong.
And rightly so.
Free kick for Dandenong. It'll be taken by James Thomas. Thomas goes wide, outer side, underneath the scoreboard. They go into the heart of defensive 50. Young comes out to the grandstand side. Mark taken by Sam Merrick. Merrick goes along, could have been intercepted. Oh, straight through the slips cordon there, comes through. They butter up. Ball on the deck, caught underneath. I think the umpire will come in and ball this up, which he does, right in front of the grandstand here. Ruckman in place. Tap down. Scrappy footy. Bit of rugby league as they come in. Just, of course, Mark Bratke, Austin's mum was Nicole Provis, a tennis player.
Yes.
Australian
champion tennis player.
Champion tennis player. So we've got
pretty
a
good bloodlines.
Bio-basketballer out of a tennis player. And now we've got an AFL football, NAB League footballer at this stage. Interesting. As they come out. Flipped out the back, Dandenong. It's through Orchard. Now Newan. Oh, just loses the handle at the crucial time. Applies a tackle. Good butter up. Good work. And just a bit too vociferous. And he's given away a free kick and 50 metres as well. Bit of encroachment, Rick.
Yeah, they were quick onto that one, so that might be the pattern of the day.
Into the prohibited area, and we've got Charlie Ham. Charlie Ham. He's got the free kick. He's on a 45-degree angle. We'll get a good view of this. He's going to kick it from 40 metres out. He's a left footer. Nice angle. Puts it up in the breeze. And he's squeezed it in. Good work, Charles. That is Geelong's third goal. And they move on to 3-1-19. They lead the Stingers 1 goal straight, 11.5 minutes into this first quarter. And that was good work.
Very good work, and a nice kick. He propped it up and let the wind do the rest. But they're out to a handy lead.
Bit stiff on the big ruckman, Begoa there. I thought he just chased him hard, got him hard. Don't know if it was a free kick, but anyway, they made full use of it.
Falcons starting well, and the tap one down by Grisby on that occasion. Try and work the ball by hand. Smith, high ball towards the wing, works out okay. And Ham takes the mark. Charlie Ham wants players to come at him. It's a fairly open 50 in front of him. High ball. Oh, Falcons players flew it, allowed it to go out the back, and Popper takes the mark in defensive 50. Almost cut off. Williams unable to
Too high.
trap it in. The umpire calls play on. And should call for it now with it not popping out.
Really clever spoil that, because it looked on that pass, but Geelong player got the fist in time.
Back underway. Releasing the handball was Cooper Stevens. A quick shot on goal. He's pretty happy about it out there.
I think it's
Jack Mullen.
Jack Mullen.
Gets his first for the day. And they're out to an 8.
Touched off the boot.
Oh, it's coming. Good call, Rick. You've picked that one up. Dandenong to bring the ball back in. They take it into the pocket. Ned Cale goes along the boundary line and spots up his teammate in Sam Merrick.
He was one of our favourites during the final series, wasn't he? Ned Cale played a great final series for Dandenong.
The ball finds the boundary line centre wing. 3-2, 20 to 1 goal straight 6. Boundary umpire sets. Doing this one from the boundary line rather than a few metres in. Taps that down. It was Bradkey. He's got his kick smothered, and they'll come in and ball it up again. Bradkey and Walsh. Neither ruckman can get a tap to it. Stacks on the mill. The umpire will come in and go for the third time.
Just makes you wonder whether there's more rewards in footy than basketball, with less players available to be picked, isn't it? A lot of going from basketball to footy.
I think Ben Simmons has done all right, Rick.
Okay.
No, but there is more.
Petrarca.
Yeah, that's true.
Pendlebury.
Paddy Mills has the snap-on goal. He's given it a shot here and touch right on the line. Last line of defence. And that was Darius Popper. Probably my favourite name on the team sheets today, Darius Popper. It's a real rock star name. 3-3, 21, 1 goal straight 6. They bring the ball back in. Low skidding kick, and he's missed the target. And the mark has been taken by Bailey Walsh.
I liked how he just decided to go straight back. Said, no, this is mine, boys. I'm going to have a shot. I like it.
Bailey spelt B-A-Y-L-E-I-G-H.
Right, okay. Just to confuse the callers.
And you might want to look on the other side of the team sheet, Crooksy. It's Oliver Henry.
Oliver Henry. As it comes through. Oh, sorry, wrong side. Sorry, Matthew.
Easy
I got
does.
taken by the name, Oliver Henry. You're true, Matthew. I was just testing both of you out to see you both awake. That's another goal to Geelong, Rick. And as you said at the start of this quarter, they've made full use. As we still got 10 minutes to go in this quarter, they're making full use of the breeze.
Yeah, Dandy doesn't want Geelong to slip away too far here. It's not that big an advantage. It's an advantage. But
this would be par for the course, I reckon. This is par.
I reckon. Yeah, maybe 18 points would be round about the mark.
We're underway again in the middle. Walsh gets first use of it again. And they'll win the clearance, the Geelong Falcons. High ball. Searching for Stubbings on the outer side. Beaten to the contest by the Stingrays, who have kicked it out on the full. Still a healthy crowd here at Queen Elizabeth Oval in Bendigo. 6 country sides in action today. We're bringing it to you live through the NAB League app.
How would they go if we ever became a republic? It's a very regal town, Bendigo. Would they rename Queen Elizabeth Oval? What would they do there?
Couldn't, could they?
Over my dead body.
What could we call it, Crooksy? What's famous in Bendigo? Maybe Chico Roll Park?
They
They were invented in Bendigo, the Chico Roll?
Were they really?
Yeah.
Let's hope not. As Geelong bring it out, they bring it to centre wing. Nice spot up. This is Gribble. Gribble handballs, does the give and get, not to a great deal of advantage. Now the kick along the line. They're looking for Walsh. He's underneath it. Ball in dispute. Over the top, quick handball out the back. Bradkey. Good evasive skills by Bradkey. Lovely work. Now it is kicked forward by Hayden Young, and he finds a teammate. It is Kobe George. He goes out wide. They're on here, Dandenong. They handball over. Reardon gives it back. Snap on goal. Oh, right across the face.
They had the numbers there, the Stingrays, all the way up the ground.
Was that my man, Popper? No, it wasn't. That was Merrick. Had an open goal face to go to. And Geelong. Kick to half back. Bounces over the back. Comes to Young. This way, that way, on the left. Puts in a low kick.
That's a brilliant kick with the man coming across his boot.
This is Cody Waitman. He goes deep. They try to run onto it, get it off the carpet. Oh, wow-wee, what a goal. That is an Open University's goal, which will feature in the plays of the week. And just picked him up for Matthew on the replay. That happened so quick.
Corey Ellison's kicked his second off the carpet.
Well
Wow,
spotted.
Just a little toe poker there off the left boot.
Good goal against the tide of play.
I've just clicked in the last couple of minutes, haven't they, Rick? They've just spotted up targets.
Had a bit of loose passages, loose men on the run.
Rick pointed that out. That was the kick of Hayden Young, which opened that passage of play up.
Class player.
Spearing pass.
Because the player was falling across his boot and he saw his man calling out for it, but he hit him up. Beautiful kick.
Stingrays on again here. Toner goes wide with the kick. Stolen there almost, and then got his head ripped off. Deacon Smith will get the free kick. No, check that. That's Cody Waitman. High ball contest. Grigsby in defensive 50, trying to take the mark. There's a whistle.
Free kick to Dandenong.
Just worked their way back into the quarter, the Stingrays. This is Luca Goonan. ...185 centimetres and 85 kilos. Comes in on the right boot.
Got it.
Puts it through. It's 3 straight 18 the Stingrays move to. Speaking of Hayden Young there, just briefly on the player spotlight. He's another one of the under-18s that's been selected in the Australian side to take on Casey at the MCG on the 20th of April. It's an Australian all side. And Darren Flanagan back in Stingrays colours, replacing Mark Wheeler as the talent manager of the Dandenong Stingrays, giving some advice down there to Austin Braddock.
Good 5 minutes for Dandenong. Ball in dispute. Geelong in the hunt. Picked up, went to ground. Harris. Now tackled, rolled over. That would have been good if Ham was in the middle of that, Rick. That would have been a ham sandwich either side of him. It just didn't work out. Ball to be thrown up half forward flank, outer side of the ground. Tap down. Geelong kick it into the middle. Looking for the run on. It's an open forward line. Dandenong. They need to be neat and clean, and they are. They kick out wide. Ball comes up short. And the mark is taken by Kilpatrick. William Kilpatrick. Intercept mark. Nice mark taken for Dandenong by Jai Nance Cowan. Goes into the middle. Turnover again. Now Geelong should be able to kick long. They've got over the back. They're off to the races. Picks it up, strolls in and kicks it as Max Annandale. And that is his second goal of the day. Moves Geelong on to 5-3-33. They lead it by 15 points. Dandenong are 3 goals straight, 18 in the shadows of quarter time.
Good work from Oysters Kilpatrick there.
It was. I just wonder, there was a Glenn Kilpatrick played for Essendon and went to Geelong.
Okay.
And he doesn't look unlike him. We might check the app for father-sons. I'll do that as we wave goodbye to all the Mitchells going home from Gippsland, and they're all going home with smiles on their faces. They love a good Gippsland win. They'll watch the replay on the car on the way home.
Do that all through the NAB League app. Download in the App Store or Google Play Store. As Geelong will get a free kick. Approaching quarter time here in Bendigo. Second match of the triple header. Round 3 of the NAB League. There's a hold and a free kick will go the way of the Falcons. And it will be Charlie Sprague to take the kick. A little worse than a 45-degree angle. Under 2 minutes left on the clock in this opening term. And he's pushed that to the left and rolls through for a minor score.
So I know I'm good, fellas, seriously. William Kilpatrick, 17-year-old from Drysdale, son of former AFL player Glenn Kilpatrick, 26 games for Essendon, 120 for Geelong. You heard it here first. And I did it on the look of him. Didn't even look that up. But that's how good this app is. This is sensational. Greatest resource to the game we've had.
Good work.
Absolutely everything in it. As Falcons move the ball forward again. Clark puts it and bounces through for a minor score.
And of course we called Oliver Henry before. He's the brother of Jack Henry at Geelong. Plenty of relations in this game. It's on the half-forward flank for the Falcons. Within a minute of quarter time. Another goal here, just really give them the edge in the quarter. Stacks on the mill. Bit of argy-bargy. Eventually Dandenong forced the ball out. Good, strong, hard footy. Just the way we love it. No one can get it. Dandenong. Spit it out wide. A little bit of poise. They kick it up forward. And that's through Lachlan Williams.
Cooper Stevens in a lot of trouble just in front of us.
Just keep an eye on that.
Left leg.
As the ball goes forward. We're on half forward at the Dandenong end. It is almost quarter time.
He's in a lot of discomfort.
Up he hops. Quarter time. Cameras are just on this. 3 goals straight, 18. Geelong of 5-5-35.
Being assisted from the ground as we speak, one of the top prospects for the Geelong Falcons. He pointed down towards his lower leg.
Yeah, back of the calf by the field.
I was going to say he's already got the left knee taped with a bit of bandage.
That was in a lot of agony.
Let's hope it's not an Achilles or anything like that.
Also looks like he's got a bit of tape down on his ankle too. Just having a look at that shot.
He's reluctant to put some pressure on the foot at all.
The goal kickers for Dandenong, Corey Ellison to Luca Goonan, has kicked one. Down to Siobhan. On the ground.
I'm down on the ground with Darren Flanagan, the talent manager of the Dandenong Stingrays. That game was played in a frenetic pace. What would be the coach's main message to get yourselves back into the game?
A little bit more composure with the footy. We slaughtered it a little bit coming out of the back half. And yeah, just making better decisions with the footy in hand, I reckon.
Corey Allison looked really strong up forward. What other players can we keep our eye on today for the Stingrays?
Well, we changed our rucks deep forward, so the Austin Bradkey and Biggie Nguyen, so they're certainly targets, but Cody Waitman's a really good target for us forward as well, so hopefully they can get a bit of the footy going this quarter.
In these hot conditions, how do you manage the interchanges?
Lots of them. Yeah, we try and be really cognizant of the fact that the kids are working really hard and try and get them off so they can get a spell and have a drink of water.
And what are the main goals for the Dandenong Stingrays this year in the NAB League?
Oh, it's the same as every year, to expose our players as best we can to get them to play at a higher level, and whether that's a big country or hopefully drafted at the end of the year, it's all about promoting opportunities for our best players to be noticed.
Thanks for your time and good luck for the rest of the game.
Thank you to Siobhan Rowe. Quarter time here. It is the Geelong Falcons by 17 points as we go to a break. Thanking our league partners, NAB, our naming rights and principal partner, Open Universities Australia, our education partner, and look out for the plays of the week during the week on the app. Telstra, our digital partner, Puma, our apparel partner, Rookie Me, our testing partner, and of course the Bar Counter, our nutrition partner. We'll be back on the other side of this for the second quarter. All right, welcome back to Queen Elizabeth Oval. Quarter time here, 5-5-35 to 3 goals straight 18, although Geelong did have the assistance of the win. Down on the ground, Siobhan Rowe with an injury update.
A quick injury update. The Geelong Falcons skipper Cooper Stevens unfortunately came off the ground just before on crutches. Originally he had his right knee taped up, but unfortunately he did injure himself right in the pocket at the end of that first quarter and was on crutches, so it's unlikely we'll see him back today.
Not good. Don't like to see that.
No, never good when you're pointing towards your lower leg.
All right, second quarter action here. The second of the triple headers. Take it away, Matt.
See what the Stingrays can do with the aid of the breeze here at Queen Elizabeth Oval in Bendigo. Geelong emerged with the footy. Kapala was the one that got it out. Stingrays, though, on half-back, and the hands out there of Orchid on the outer half-back flank. Got it down the line and hit up Mitchell Riordan. Long, probing kick towards half-forward. Came off hands. Geelong under pressure. Harris coughed it up. Stingrays hurriedly on the boot, goes out on the full. And a free kick will go the way of the Falcons at half-back, outer side. To take it will be Patch, Jackson Patch. High kick towards the wing. Stingrays happy to see it over the line there. Hayden Young.
What were your thoughts on the first quarter, Rick?
Well, it's interesting looking at the stats with the teams. Dandenong had 77 disposals to 68, so they had an advantage there, but Geelong used it better, no doubt.
Falcons kick it high, wide and handsome, and a lovely mark taken. They play on straight away. Quick handball there by Stubbings. Gets it back. Kicks it into the pocket. Mark, diving mark taken. And this is Charlie Sprague. Some good reps on Charlie. Had a bit of an injury-plagued period of time. Hence he's a 19-year-old, am I right? Charlie Sprague. He's having a shot for goal. Difficult angle with the breeze. He comes in, kicks. Every pitcher tells a story. And that is out of bounds on the full. Dandenong to take the resultant free kick. Hard up in the back pocket.
Bowen Heads boy, Charlie Sprague.
Just some leading possession winners so far. On 9, we had Hayden Young, classy mover. We had Noah Gribble on 9 and Luke Williams on 8.
Bradke off half-back. Looks for a teammate, tries to spot it. Falcons have got numbers. Stingrays almost had the footy. Back to Geelong. Now Walsh, looping handball over the top. No one got clean possession. Tackle brought down. Stacks on the mill. Umpire will ball this up. We're between the centre and the wing. Grandstand side. Beautiful warm day. I'll try and get a weather check at the moment to see what temperature is, but it is a warm day to be playing footy. Comes out. Quick kick forward for Geelong through Gribble. In the pocket, Dandenong. Geelong tackled. Scrappy footy. It is currently 23 degrees here in beautiful Bendigo and not a cloud in the sky. Up they go. Bradke and Walsh. Tapped into the pocket. Falcons, little kick into the square. Good defence by Dandenong. They kick out wide. A little bit too long for Harris. He loses it. Dandenong, they're off to the races here. Another handball coming over the top. Now they go forward through Toner. Inside 50. Oh, big... can't pick his name. Big Bagoa. Couldn't spit it all out, Rick. I want to say Big Bagoa.
That was a really good passage of play. That they could have gone the handball on all of those possessions, or the kick or the handball, And the handballs were executed beautifully. It was just that last pass was a touch low for the big Bagoa.
He had to go right down. Bagoa Nguyen moves well, but we have Cody Waitman shooting for goal. He's on a 40-degree angle. He's kicked it from 45 and skinny to the left. Through for a behind. 3-1-19, 5-5-35, 4.5 minutes in, second term.
Jesse Clark to bring it in, one of the co-captains of the Falcons. And the only co-captain out on the field given Cooper Stevens' injury at the end of that first term. Currently off the ground and on crutches, as we heard from Siobhan Rowe.
Oh.
Nance Cowan got caught, collected, holding the ball.
Bit tough.
Falcons want to bring it wide to the broadcast side and have a player in space. Gribble, seen a bit of it. Goes towards half forward with the kick. Awkwardly bouncing footy here for Henry. Dribbles over the boundary line and out of play.
Did his brother wear the 37, Henry? Got a feeling. Could be right.
Oh, Jack Henry.
Yeah.
I reckon he did, Rick. I reckon you might be on the money there. Good get.
Ball will be tossed in at half forward. Stingrays, dodgy looking handball to get them away. Eventually they clear the contest. Series of handballs down the broadcast wing resulted in Welsh's kick inside 50, which was beautiful to Cody Waitman.
Open University's Player of the Day contender.
Got to be the left post here.
We saw in the previous game for Bendigo, Caleb Fisher kick one from pretty much the same spot. Very doable with this breeze, Rick.
He comes in, Cody Waitman. He's done exactly as he should to get his first. And Dandenong eat back into the margin.
Has shown a lot, hasn't he, Waitman, in this first quarter and a half. Been excellent, and that was a really skillful grab, that. Difficult grab, but he hung on to it. And the kick itself was fantastic as well.
All right, back in the middle. 10 points the difference, 7 minutes in. Big Bagoa. He is up against Jack Grigsby. But Big Bagoa wins it, but Dandenong get the clearance. Comes out wide, trying to run onto it. Falcons through Kilpatrick. Gets it across to Clark. Under a bit of pressure, Kilpatrick. Eventually they get it out, Geelong. They go across goal. Dangerous, makes me nervous. Let's hit the target, and it is over the boundary line and out of bounds.
It was a dangerous kick in the first place, wasn't it? But it had to be spot on.
Had to be spot on. It's one thing to kick across goal, but when you kick right, like you're losing ground. Boundary umpire throws it back in. Stingrays looking to snap one from the stoppage. Could have been caught high. No call by the umpire, and the ball dribbles over the boundary line, forward pocket at the city end of the ground. Lovely replay of Waitman. Steady run in. He knew he had it a goal as soon as it left his boot. Falcons get some space. They spot it up. It's intercepted. Wanted to play on Deacon Smith. What kind of a hoof has he got on him? He gives it a fair drive at the goal. It just comes off hands through for a behind.
Probably better centering that to the top of the square into that slight breeze there.
You need to be able to give it plenty of air to let the air do the work. As Geelong on half back try to get rid of it by hand, under a bit of pressure in with the breeze, but the mark is taken there by Gennaro Bove. Bove, just putting on a bit of accent there for you, Rick. Ball in dispute. Umpire will come in and ball this up. Centre wing, 9 points the difference, 9 minutes in, second term.
NAB League round 3 action from Queen Elizabeth Oval in Bendigo. Second match of a triple header today. Earlier it was the Gippsland Power victorious over the Bendigo Pioneers as the quick kick came from Kapala, goes towards half forward. Stingrays emerged with the footy. That was Smith. They work it through the corridor. Long ball inside 50, no good. Mark taken by Kilpatrick. Wanted to come to the broadcast side. It's a little poor Welsh. Takes the mark, chips it to the top of the 50. Riordan. Long ball from Mitch Riordan, going to land in the goal square. No mark taken.
Oh, snap.
Braddock off the ground. Goal.
Bradkey moves well, Rick, for a big
Yeah,
guy.
he does look like a basketballer, but he can move in and out of trouble pretty quickly for a big fella, and he did that well.
How that didn't hit a boot or another arm of a player in the goal square.
He's 204 centimetres. He's got good skills.
We'll keep it close
Hey?
We'll keep a close eye on him.
He's hard to convince, isn't he? He's hard to convince.
I like what I've seen so far.
You have to like it after that goal.
5-2, 32 to 5-5, 35.
Open University's plays of the week contender, that one.
Geelong to clear it through Jack Mullen. He goes out wide, 2 bites of the cherry. And the mark is taken by Hayden Young.
Now there's a footballer for you, Crooksy.
Big Bagoa in the middle of the ground. Newen gets on the right boot. Lovely layup kick.
Oh.
He gets it to Cahill. He kicks into some space. And now Nance Cowan kicks smothered just off the boot. There's one other game of NAB League footy underway at the moment. Is Northern Territory playing Tasmania. Where do you think that's being played?
I know the answer to this, so I'm going to throw it to
Go on, Rick.
Hamilton Island? I don't know. Where?
The Holden Centre.
The Holden
Collingwood's
Centre.
ground, yeah. Collingwood's training ground.
Okay.
Of all places. I wouldn't have picked it. As Dandenong deep in the middle of their 50. And the umpire will come in and ball it up. We'll keep you updated with the score, or you can keep updated with the score yourself through the app as it happens.
They even got a footy ground on Hamilton
I
Island?
don't think so.
It's very sandy. Danny at Geelong, clearing kick. It is all Stingrays here. They lay the handball off. Kale around the corner. Oh, just the wrong side of the post, another behind. They are peppering the goals. Bit like the last game with Gippsland in the last quarter. They just started to pepper. The breeze, everything's working their way, and Geelong finding it hard to make a way up the ground.
They had a 17-point margin at quarter time. We thought that was around the mark, but Dandenong are getting themselves into this game.
Sam De Koning's taken the mark on the outer side. Dishes the handball off quickly.
Caught.
That was awkward. And now the Falcons take the advantage off half back. That was Ritchie. Down the line, hits a target in Henry. Still going down that outer side, over the top of the contest. Stingrays under pressure. That was Merrick. Quick kick away is okay. Mark taken on defensive 50 by Smith. Comes to the broadcast side. They've got a couple of options. Little handball over the top. Having time to gather there was Williams. High kick inside 50s, chopped off by Burke. He'll go short. Rayner takes it inside defensive 50. Goes across the face and we'll get it back here, Rayner. Bit of a mongrel kick up the corridor. To no real advantage. Came out the back, kick smothered.
Oh,
Crunching tackle. Eventually Sheldon Ham that time, working it clear. Oh, sold his teammate up the creek and Smith. The umpire says there's a hold and a free kick will go the way of the Falcons. It'll go the way of Lachlan Smith. Centre wing outer side. Given the hurry up, fairly congested in front of him, so he just lobs it. Ewan came in with the fist, ball's aground. Oh, soccering it there was Ham into the pocket. Opportunity for the Falcons. Oliver Henry scoring their first major of this second term. (6:5:41) plays 5:3:33.
Just got to do the running into the breeze, don't you? You just got to have the players there around the footy, and they backed each other well there, the Falcons. Just had players around it.
Hard work, but rewarded well by Geelong. One against the Tide. They lead by 8, 15 minutes into the second term. Back in the ruck, Bradkey. Up against Walsh. Walsh gets the tap down. Dandenong get the clearance through Jackie Toner. Looking for Nance Cowan. Can't take it. Kick smothered. Goonan. They get it back. Go inboard to Nance Cowan. Gets a half volley. Can't take it. Tries to butter up. Double tackle. And the umpire will ball it up. We are 20 metres out from the Stingrays' goal. Up she goes. Tap down. Dandenong, kick smothered. Geelong, quick kick out. It is all Dandenong, and the mark is taken by Jack Toner. Toner goes back, kicks long. Has it got the carry? Oh, marked right on the line. And the mark is taken by Corey Allison.
Good mark.
Good mark.
Just allowed it to just hung off the pack.
For a certain goal. And Dandenong's 6th, and he puts it straight through. 6:3:39 to 6:5:41. How many for Corey?
That's his third.
Third goal. Would you have taken the mark, Rick, or would you have just let that ball go through?
It was an interesting one because there was no one around him, was there?
It was the last cab off the rank.
Yeah. Sometimes you just overcommit and you can't do much about it.
Instinct takes over. Lucky he held it. Or the message may have come out. Good game of footy.
Certainly is. Brilliant conditions. Back in the middle. Stingrays, hurried kick forward. Contested. Half forward there, Waitman involved. And eventually gets boot to ball. Long inside 50, out the back. He's searching for Allison. Just couldn't get it before it went over the boundary line and out of play.
On the full.
That's what the goal umpire's signalling. Just having a conversation.
I love a good umpires conference. Everyone happy with that? Yes, They are. Out in the full. We're happy. They're happy. Let's hope the viewers that are at home are happy as Geelong bring it back in. Big kick by Rayner. Gets it to the 50-metre, and they're just as happy, I think, just to work that forward and see it over the boundary line. Stoppage by stoppage. 7 minutes left till half-time. In they go. Tap by Walsh. Sharked by the Stingrays. Comes over the top. Oh, going to be met with heavy traffic. Good contest. You can feel that one.
When the handball doesn't hit the target, it can really get your teammate cleaned up.
Jackson patched. Rode it well. Now the Stingrays snap at goal. It's across the face and out of bounds on the full. Ball to be brought back in grandstand side. They go in short and Kilpatrick. Kilpatrick comes forward, finds Rayner, Keaton Rayner. He looks, slow movement of the footy. 50 metres. Rayner's off to the races here. He's on his way. He's going to take every inch.
So there's a player on the outer wing.
If he can
Charlie
see.
Harris.
Yeah, you want to kick deep, young Keaton. Kick deep. Get it up there. Goes in short, finds a teammate, hits him up. This is Gribble. This way, that way, back to this way. Gets on his right boot. Helicopter punt. Comes over the back. Kick off the ground. Wobbling. Wrong side of the post. That was Luke Lloyd. Behind a Geelong. 6-6 plays 6-3. They lead it by 3. The Stingrays through Young to bring it back. The left footer goes straight down the middle of the ground. Man in front. Man in front. Kilpatrick playing well. He looks like his dad. Very much so. Kilpatrick kicks it up forward. Ball hits the deck. They're looking for a crummer. Whistle on play. And it's a free kick to Dandenong. And they go in short, very, very short, to the skipper. In Hayden Young. Young steers it out wide. Mark taken. They're going to go across the ground. Stingrays through Reardon. It's intercept. Henry. Oh, his kick is smothered. Dandenong. Boot to ball. Kick it down to centre half forward. It's a long kick. They've got some numbers. They've got some footy. Geelong. Good tackling. Oh, he bent that knee right back. Oh, duck weave. Good talk. Oh, great smother. Now Nance Cowan just needs to pick it up. Wheel around. His kick is smothered. Great defensive footy. Happy to see it over the boundary line.
Just went a little too cute with that kick, didn't he?
Yeah, rather than going for that option, he should have, just swirled around onto his left, I thought. Just allowed him in for that smother.
Desperation stakes here at Queen Elizabeth Oval. Ball thrown in. Comes down. Can't get a kick away. Now Cale trying to get the run of the footy. He gets it off. Snap. Snap. Behind. 6-4 plays 6-6. 22 minutes in to the second quarter.
Jesse Clark to bring the ball back into play for the Geelong Falcons. They lead by 2 points. Late stages of the first half. Goes long down that outer side. Ewan flew. Slipped out of his fingers. Ham. Goes into the centre of the Queen Elizabeth Oval here in Bendigo. Stingrays with numbers around the footy. Chip kick coming late. Smith impacting the contest. Falcons end up with the footy and will go inside 50. High ball. Made it difficult down there for Luke Lloyd. Ball still in play now. It's seen over. We'll throw it in forward pocket.
I'll tell you who's got a tough job. The bloke who has to work out the 5 plays of the week on the Open University's 5 plays of the week. I can list about 55. And that was one of them. That big crunch there, that was a ripper.
Open Universities Australia, one of the NAB League partners. We thank them for their support, as well as NAB, our principal and naming rights partner. Telstra, who are our digital partner. It's Cahill on centre wing. Just lost control of it. Rayner emerges with the footy. Puts it nicely into the hands of Charlie Ham. Indicates he's going to go along with a kick. It's a roost to the top of the goal square. Stingrays unable to take the mark. They're under pressure in defensive 50, but they've worked it off the last line of defence. Clearing kick from Williams. Bounces past Kilpatrick. Falcons now with all the numbers. Smith. Little left foot pass. A little too hot in the end for his teammate. Doubling back is Gribble. Stingrays have the footy and they get it to Ellison. Centre wing on the broadcast side. Player in space inside 50. taking the mark, running into an open goal is Reece Orchard for his first, and puts the Dandenong Stingrays in front just before half-time.
And that is definitely an Open University's play of the day, with Allison getting it over to Orchard, who was well in the clear, wasn't he? Where was his man?
I don't know, Rick, because there was two Stingrays and one Falcon in the 50. So I don't know where they got to, but that gives Dandenong the lead. 10 seconds out from the main break. Good effort. Good game of footy. Been blessed. 2 great games of footy so far. And of course we've got the Bushrangers taking on the Rebels after this one. As the siren sounds, half-time here at Queen Elizabeth. It is 7-4-46 to the Dandenong Stingrays. The Geelong Falcons are 6-6-42. Some goal kickers from you, Matt. Maybe some better players from you, Rick.
Yeah, 3 goals to Corey Ellison. He's been the dominant forward on the ground so far. Singles to Reece Orchard with that beauty just prior to half-time. Cody Waitman, Luca Goonan and Austin Braddock with that. 2 goals for the Falcons for Oliver Henry and Max Annandale. And then singles to Noah Gribble, Charlie Ham. I think goal scorers so far today. Rick, the better players
really
both sides.
Liking Corey Allison's game up on the forward line, and also Cody Waitman. They've been terrific up forward. Around the ground, I love the work of Hayden Young. He gives them a lot of drive off half back, that's for sure, the Stingrays. And a couple I've liked from the Falcons. Noah Gribble, classy mover around the ball and knows how to get out of trouble. Oliver Henry's done well with a couple, as well as Max Annandale.
Good work round the grounds at the Holden Centre. Northern Territory Thunder are 3-2-20, leading the Tasmania Devils 1-4-10. You are watching NAB League Boys live through your NAB League app. We'll be back for the third quarter, where we're going to be joined by Lee Fraser up in the box. Back here at Queen Elizabeth Oval, third quarter about to get underway. Dandenong are leading by 4 points, 7-4 46 to 6-6 42. Both teams made good use of the breeze, which is aiding the city end of the ground or the right-hand side of your device. Phil Crooks and Matthew Cox bringing you the action here at Bendigo today. And for the third quarter, we are joined by Vic Country Talent Manager Lee Fraser. Have I got all that right, Lee?
You have, Phil. Thanks, mate. Thank you.
There's been a lot of titles so far in the NAB League. A lot of blokes coming through. We want to make sure we get them all right. How are you today?
Yeah, going well. That's one of the favourite weekends of the year is the Bendigo triple header.
Yeah.
We've obviously got the 18s today and the 16s tomorrow. And Bendigo hasn't let us down with the weather, and it's good to see some high-class football today.
The footy's been really good, and it's been what I've liked, especially as a caller, is it's good even Stevens games. You don't know which way the games are actually going to go.
Yeah, I was just talking to Mark Brown from Murray before, and I think the 6 country regions are pretty evenly matched. I thought the Gippy Bendigo game was of really high standard. And Geelong and Dandenong, I've got a number of bottom age players too, a lot of 17-year-olds out there today. So these guys are really evenly matched as well, so it's really good.
The overview of football in the country and the pathways up to this. You mentioned you've got the under-16s here tomorrow, mirroring the same games. That's all. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's going well. We've got some really. I think we've got 4 new coaches in the NAB League regions this year, and they're all doing a really good job at under 18s level. And the staff and the volunteers and the coaches through the 15s and 16s is of a really high quality. So we're giving the best boys and girls, the best opportunity to perform at their best.
All right. The action about to get underway here in the middle. Just waiting for all volunteers and attendants to just move away from the playing arena.
There's a few of them. It's a nice crowd here at Queen Elizabeth Oval. Good atmosphere around the ground too.
All right, third quarter action, NAB League. It's Dandenong by 4 points. Take it away, Matt.
So we're underway for the second half. Stingrays with their head over the footy. Tackle laid on by Lazaro causes the stoppage. We'll get a ball up. Coming off the bottom there was Riordan for the Stingrays. We'll have the footy momentarily, and then Young coming through, silky to half forward, pops out the back, foot race on, and it'll be all wrapped up. Umpire should call for it. Has let it go a long time, Rayner.
Some interesting players, Lee. We were discussing in the first half Austin Bradkey by a Australian basketballer from an Australian champion tennis player.
Yeah, it's a great.
And he's choosing footy.
Yeah, it's a great story. Obviously, a Category B player with the Melbourne Football Club, and part of the NGA relationship with Dandenong. Austin's getting the opportunity to play probably the first 4 or 5 rounds with the Stingrays. And you can just see how raw he is, but gee, he's going to be a bit of a talent into the future. His follow-up work, a great goal from the goal square. And I know Darren Flanagan is doing a bit of ruck craft with him as well, which is really good. So it's a good story to see Austin out there, yeah.
Good opportunity with Darren coming back to Dandenong. Sometimes the planets need to align for you, don't they? And anyone's.
Yeah, no, he loves working with the ruckstars. Darren, he does a great job.
Is there much competition? Is there as much competition from other sports in the country areas?
Yeah, there's no doubt that a lot of other sports are really accessible for kids all throughout the state. And whilst traditionally there is the support for the AFL local clubs, there's no doubt that basketball, cricket, soccer, there are always options for the boys all through the state.
And the country clubs obviously face a few more hurdles than the metro clubs in terms of the sparse areas that players come from. It seems to be strengthening, though, the ability to set up multiple camps and have good coaching in multiple locations. Yeah,
a lot of the regions and the Rebels, and Murray Bushrangers and Bendigo have got satellite venues that they run out with some local coaches that get involved. And whilst they might only train together as a group once a week at times, we feel like the satellite venues work really well, and they're generally pretty good programs.
Ball kicked into the heart of 50, just 20 metres out from Geelong's goal. They're going to need to make use of the breeze, give themselves a bit of a buffer in this quarter. Ball thrown up. Geelong just spit the ball out. Nice handball, not taken cleanly, couldn't find the handle. Good pressure by Dandenong. Comes back to Harris. There's a snap. Mark. Good mark by the Stingers. And just slow it up a bit. They kick out to the outer side of the ground, nudged underneath it. Good hands, force backwards. They loop over the top. Kale evades one, gets it across to Conning. His kicks up in the air. It's going to drop short. Bit of hanging on. And Geelong will take the resultant free kick at centre half back. Lachlan Smith. Smith, left foot up. Kicks long to half forward. They fly. Comes over the back. Falcons have got some numbers here. Kapala gets onto the right boot as the kick got length. That was, we don't want to pinch other people's material, but that was centimetre perfect. Just had the right length. Beat the outstretched hand of the defender and landed in Oliver Henry's comic cuts. Held it close to his chest. Good work. Henry comes in. Kicks. Doesn't overkick it either. Puts it straight through. Geelong 7th, 7-6. 48 to 7-4, 46, 4.5 minutes in. Lots of relatives in the respective sides, especially Geelong.
Yeah, they've got a few. Obviously, Henry Walsh is Sam's brother. Totally opposites in terms of, Sam's obviously an elite midfielder and Henry's a developing ruck. Oliver Henry, obviously his brother's with the Geelong Cats, and he's done a really good job this year. Ollie played in the 16s Nationals last year with Vic Country. Has played a bit of footy down at half-back and he's gone forward today and he might have kicked 2 or 3 goals and looks really lively. So a likely prospect for sure.
Just having a look there, it's Henry Walsh on the screen. He's a completely different animal compared to Sammy. There he is. He's tall, he's lanky,
You've got to picture that movie Twins with Danny DeVito and Arnie Schwarzenegger.
It's a good point. They're different personalities too. Henry's he loves his farming and a really laid back kind of personality, but he's done a really good job. He's developing nicely on the training track, and the good thing about him is as a developing tool, once he gets onto the field he's really competitive, which gives him a really good starting point as a ruckman. So we're really looking forward to his development, not only this year but as a bottom age player going into next year as well.
Is he phased much by, I suppose, the aura that's associated with his brother and the impact that he's already having at Carlton?
No, not at all. He's really proud of his brother, and with Wayne and Jackie, his parents, he's a really well-grounded young man, and as I said, opposite personalities in many ways, but he takes it all with a grain of salt, and he's looking forward to forging his own path over the next 2 years.
Jesse Clark there with the handball off half-back, a co-captain for the Geelong Falcons. What can you tell us about him?
Yeah, Jesse, another member of the Vic Country Hub. He played 16s Nationals a couple of years ago, had a really good season last year as a bottom-age player across half-back, and you can see this year the way he's really fit and strong, defends really well, but also has the ability to rebound off half-back and a really good leader as well, so no surprise that he's one of the co-captains at the Geelong Falcons.
Of course, the other co-captain, Cooper Stevens, just going down with that injury at quarter time. For those just joining the broadcast, as the umpires picked out a free kick, and it will go the way of Geelong. Jack Mullen, just outside attacking 50 for the Falcons. Fairly congested attacking 50 for him. Long to the goal square. Good fist applied by the Stingrays defence. Forces it through for a minor score. 3-point advantage to the Geelong Falcons. Cooper Stevens, we just mentioned. What can you tell us about him? Because he's highly rated by a lot of people. Yeah,
really good footballer and a great individual as well. As I said about Jesse, a natural leader. Really good inside midfielder. Clean hands, uses the ball well. And really competitive around the football as well. So we've got our fingers crossed. I think he's gone off to get some scans now, and hopefully it comes up reasonably clear, but it didn't look good when he came off the ground, unfortunately.
Ball on half forward now for Dandenong. they'll get a free kick. Going into the wind in this third quarter of footy. High ball. And Geelong just doing well inside defence. This is Peck. Lachlan Peck. Back pocket. Goes back down that outer side. Good stretching grab there by Kapala. Defensive side of the outer wing. Just slow and steady start to this third quarter here at Queen Elizabeth Oval. Bove takes the mark. A little unsure where to go, so just pumps it long. 2-on-1 in favour of the Falcons. Support out the back. Sprague running onto it. Pops it to the top of the goal square. Just touched. Luke Lloyd couldn't get his hands onto it. Charlie Sprague, a 19-year-old, returning to the Falcons lineup in 2019.
Yeah, he's returned really well. Unfortunately, got injured last year. Would have been a key part of the Vic Country program last year, and he hurt his tendon in his finger in one of our trial games in May. Got back for the end of the year, but that's the beauty of the 19-year-old rule, is it does allow you that flexibility. If boys miss a bit of footy for whatever reason, we're able to bring them back. And Charlie's presented really well. He looks really impressive today with his work rate, and is a really hopefully can have a really good year and push for draft selection later in the year.
Ball to be thrown in between wing and half forward, outer side of the ground. Up she goes. Walsh gets the tap. Goes to ground, caught under a pile of players, and the umpire will come in and ball this up again. 9.5 minutes into the third term. We're joined by Lee Fraser, talent manager for Vic Country. How many years in the job now, Lee?
Third year with looking after the country program, which has been really enjoyable, and at the Murray Bushrangers before that for 3 years. So, really lucky to work full-time in football, and it's great to work with such motivated young men and women across the state who are keen to fulfil their dreams. So it's a really enjoyable role.
So in your role, Lee, we talk about the players and the logistics of getting around Victoria. What about yourself?
Yeah, there's a little bit of travel involved, which is part of the job, and you're looking at games continuously on the weekends and getting out to regions during the week as well. So no, it's all part of it, and it's actually good having a bit of an understanding too of kind of living regionally myself and doing a bit of that travel. You appreciate where the kids are coming from and the families, and sometimes less is more. So when the time you have got with the boys, you've got to make sure you make the most of it. And obviously a lot of them are combining Year 12 studies as well. There's a great goal there to young Langan. A likely prospect as a key position forward. Another bottom age player for the Falcons as well. Young Langan.
That was...
It is Mitchell Langan. We've been calling him Lukey Lloyd on our team sheets.
Yeah, no, Mitchie Langan. He's come from Queensland. I think he goes to Geelong College, and we looked impressive last year in the Falcons 16s, but this year's returned bigger and stronger, and looks like a really a good long-term prospect for the Falcons. That was a great goal.
Get out to a 10-point lead as the umpire is back in the centre. Up they go. Walsh with the tap. Again goes to ground. Dandenong by hand. Back to Young. Young on the left boot. Kicks to 50. Geelong solid off half back. They kick up to big Henry Walsh. Lays off the handball. Good work. Goes through Mullen. Oh, in front. Almost got it second bite. Hayden Young. They get it. They kick wide. Walsh at the back. Puts up one Duke. Then he picks it up. Good skills, young fella. You give him a rap and they do it to you every time. But it was a good pick up. A long way down for Henry. Just came off the side of the boot. And to take the resultant free kick for Dandenong will be Darius Popper. Darius goes backwards. Young misses it. Plays on. Sweeping handball. This will have to be neat and tidy. Touch ball. Bit casual, but they've got enough time and space to get away with it. They kick to centre wing. Over the top, can't take it. Kale butters up. Spits a handball out. Looks for the give and get. Eventually it ends up back. Looks forward. Kicks low, tumbles in. Chaos ball inside 50 for Dandenong. Geelong. Tap it out. Needs to evade. Not much on. Kicks to centre wing. Bouncing footy. Close to the boundary line and out of bounds. They crunch into the forgiving turf of Queen Elizabeth Oval. Don't know how forgiving it is now. I was a bit dewy this morning, but it might be a bit harder to hit the deck now.
Sensational surface here at Queen Elizabeth Oval. 6 country sides in action across the day, all live through the NAB League app. Download through the App Store or Google Play Store. Ball at half forward for the Falcons. Popper had it momentarily. The umpire said he threw it away. And he called advantage. And Geelong have unfortunately turned it over. Mark taken by Orchard. Goes wide with the kick. Mark taken by Heath. Outer wing. Coming inboard, just slipped through the fingers. Opportunity now for Reid. For the Falcons, inside 50. Oh, they've got players everywhere here. Sprague on the outside, dishes the handball off in the goal square. Oliver Henry puts it through for his 4.
Good goal, Oliver. I think he hit my car in the car park, but I'll forgive him for that as he slammed it through. And good work. I thought he was just going to turn around and snap there, but heard the call, listened to the talk, and they delivered their 9th goal, 9-8-62 to 7-4-46. They now lead by 16. The facilities, I'm interested in the facilities for all the country teams. So we know Gippsland's pretty well. So we've been lucky enough to go down to Morwell a few times over the years and seen that, what facilities they've got down there. Is that the high water benchmark?
Yeah, Peter Francis has done an amazing job with the Centre of Excellence there out at Morwell, with some great support from some of the local partners and the council as well. The Murray Bushrangers have got a good facility out at Wangaratta, the Wangaratta Sports and Development Centre. Dandenong are currently doing a bit of work out at Seaford, St Kilda's old facility there.
Okay.
They're accessing that a bit more now, which is fantastic. Mick Turner at Geelong has got a great relationship with Deakin University, so he taps into those facilities every now and then, as well as his base out at Highton Reserve as well, which is good. And obviously Phil Partington out at the Rebels with Mars Stadium. He's a great setup out there as well. So generally, once we get the boys into our facilities, we're generally the boys get really good access to some good facilities and obviously some really good people and staff as well.
They sort of go through. We always thought, like if you played for the Gippsland Power, it was going to be no shock to you going into the AFL system. Yeah. It may even be a letdown with some clubs you go to. It is that good.
Yeah, and Pete does an amazing job. Not only the development, but the way he keeps it and maintains. I don't think you're allowed to wear your shoes in the warm-up area with Pete, or runners only, no footy boots. So he does a great job maintaining it and keeping it to such a high level as well.
Do it when you can.
I remember when he was a bit nervous when there was fires down that area. There was fires on the freeway just across the road. He'd done all that hard work. He
spends a lot of time there too, Pete, so I wouldn't be surprised if he had the wet towels out the back door there looking after it.
Geelong through Charlie Lazaro on half-back. Goes in short, spots up Harris. He's been told he's hot. Mullen. They're going through the middle of the ground. Stubbings on the right boot, and Henry. He is proving a big problem for Dandenong up forward. Oliver Henry. He's on 4, Matthew. 4 goals. He's going to kick this from 48 metres out, 45-degree angle. Distance will not be of any concern. He's got a bit of breeze to help him. Comes in, gives it plenty of height. Oh, hit the post flush. 9-9-63 to 7-5-47. 16 points the difference. 17 minutes into this third quarter.
Got an extra ball on the field of play at the moment, so it'll be recalled back to the goal square. Hayden Young, he's a very skillful young man, Lee.
Yeah, he's a really good young man, great individual. I think he is the captain of the Dandenong Stingrays as well. Unfortunately, he just kicked it into Charlie Sprout there, but he is generally a beautiful kicker of the football. Looks really at home across half back there. and there's no doubt that Hayden will be a key figure in the Vic Country Nationals for this year.
Lee Fraser there with the commentator's curse.
Yeah,
As Geelong have ended up with a shot on goal.
a good little run this by Geelong just to get hopefully a little bit of a buffer at three-quarter time as Dandenong will come home with the breeze, obviously.
Bove directly in front. Umpire moved a long way to the right, but it's through for a major. 6 teams in action from the countrysides leading in towards the championships. What sort of things are you looking out for today from individuals, but also how they play into the dynamics with their team?
Yeah, I think it's a real team-first attitude is what we're after, and a lot of the things that you mightn't see, but the blocks and the shepherds and the ability to engage with your teammates is key. We work closely with AFL recruiters as well, so we're in constant dialogue with recruiters. We've got an advisory committee that helps select our Vic Country squad. So we've done a fair bit of work, obviously, leading up to this weekend. And then we'll aim to finalise our squad of 50, which will come in and play against Vic Metro next Saturday, the 13th of April at Icon Park. And that'll be announced tomorrow on Monday morning. So we're looking forward to that as Ollie Henry is about to line up for his 5th goal.
That was an Open University's Plays of the Week contender, and I reckon that'll get a run. That was Football 101, beautiful, strong lead. And that was like a Jason Dunstall lead with Darren Jarman just laser-like pass coming at 100 miles an hour. One grab. Henry for his 5th goal. Kicks, and again skinny to the left. Another behind, 10-10-70 to 7-5-47, a 23-point lead, 19.5 minutes in.
A great bit of coaching too by the new Geelong Falcons coach Luke Daffy. Ollie Henry's been hard half back for the first few weeks, and as part of his development to push him forward today, and Ollie Henry's rewarded him with 4 goals already and looks really lively, which is exciting to see.
Luke Daffy's background?
Yeah, he's been at the Geelong Falcons for 4 years as an assistant coach.
Okay.
Really understands the program well. He's a primary school teacher, Daff, and we interviewed him at the start of the year, and he's doing a really good job working closely with his assistant coaches, and also with Lee Brown, the Vic Country Academy coach, who now oversees the 6 country coaches. So they're really working closely together, obviously with the aim of developing as much talent as we can and giving the boys the opportunity.
Shot at goal, and they're peppering. 10-11-71, 7-5-47. And they go. Mark taken for Dandenong by Harry Sullivan.
The kicks coming out of the goal square are making me nervous this quarter, the Stingrays.
Sullivan goes wide. 2 bites of the cherry. Mark taken. Luca Goonan. Goonan goes along centre wing. Not paid. And ball will be thrown up centre wing right in front of the grandstand. Appreciative crowd you can hear in the mics. Up they go. Oh, Geelong clear nicely. That's Lazaro. Mark taken. Ham, Sheldon Ham. Feeds off the handball. Gets it back. He runs through centre half forward. Long kick for goal. Straight through the middle. Sheldon Ham. I think he whacks with his brother there. Sheldon with Charlie. The give and get was with his twin brother. And how many times would they have practiced that growing up? Or maybe in the hallway with a rolled up pair of socks. Doesn't matter. It was a great goal. 11-11-77 to 7-5-47.
They've had a really good last 10 minutes, the Falcons, haven't they? They've really ran hard and a really good running outfit, as they often are. And with Henry up forward and the fleet of small men around him, they're doing a great job, and they've got a handy lead heading into the last quarter.
The Ham brothers. Me. Ball out of the centre. Dandenong. They kick out wide. They've got some numbers here. Just can't get the footy. The cavalry come. Geelong try to spit it out. Where 2.5 minutes from the three-quarter time break. Kick round the corner. Whistle. Free kick to Geelong.
Quickly given off to Kapala. Piercing ball inside 50 on the half volley.
Oh,
Henry.
Look at that.
Oh, just slipped out of his grasp. Wasn't too happy with the treatment he received.
Might have been grabbed on the foot as well.
Speaking about his versatility before, for a young kid playing out the back blocks somewhere in country Victoria, what's your advice to them in terms of learning different ends of the ground if they roll through the midfield, learning forward or defensive tricks? What's your advice to them?
Yeah, one thing we work closely obviously with Lee Brown and Luke Power, the National Academy coach, and it really is around the fundamentals of the game, like the basic skill level of the picking the ball up off the ground, contested ball, kicking, handballing. I think that's the first point to get right. And that ability and flexibility to be able to play in different roles is key, because as you come up to this level, you mightn't be the best midfielder, or you mightn't be in the midfield, or you may not be the full forward. So you've got to make sure you've got that flexibility, not only in your skill set, but in your mindset as well, that you're happy to play whatever roles required for the team. And if, as those players are lucky enough to get on an AFL list, that's a big part of their journey as well, is to play a role that suits the team. So, and we also encourage our local coaches to make sure they're giving the players the opportunity to do different things as their junior career evolves.
Stingrays go searching inside 50. Good fist applied on the Falcons' defence. Ham dish the handball off. They get it to centre wing. Good movement down the outer side. Bouncing ball in a bit of space inside 50. Getting back there, Bringa for the Stingrays. Bit physical over the outer side of the ground. Thomas coming away with it for the Stingrays. High ball sitting underneath it, though, is Noah Gribble. It's been impressive today for the Geelong Falcons, racking up disposals in the first half. That one's a up and under kick towards half forward. Pat collides. Tackle laid on by De Koning. The ball is not gotten disposed of there. So De Koning gets a free kick off half back for the Stingrays as the siren sounds for half time, and a bit of a fly there from Sammy Merrick. Just unfortunately ran out of time, and also not a really realistic attempt there as we have a look. Got his leg caught on the shoulder of Keaton Rayner. So you mentioned that you've got the trial match next week. After that, the process to selecting the championship squad?
Yeah, so we'll after the trial games next Saturday, all the boys will go back to their NAB league clubs or their APS schools, and we'll monitor form for the next month or so, and then we'll announce our squad in the middle of May before we play another trial game against the Allies. But it's also important to remember for the players that even if they don't make the national squad, there's plenty of boys that still get drafted, on the back of really good form late in the year. So through our NAB league regions, we feel that the full season that they can have can really increase their chances as they go on through the year.
Three-quarter time here. Want to thank Lee Fraser for giving us your time on a busy day for you, I imagine. You've got a lot of people to talk to and that. Thanks for taking the time to come up and have a chat to us. Who's going to win the game?
I like the Falcons now. I think they might just be in front enough, I believe. And thanks for your time, guys. It's great to see the NAB League app up and running, and the broadcast of the games is great for not only the players and their families, but the broader, especially the regional communities who might be able to get to much of NAB League footy, but for them to be able to watch it on TV is greatly appreciated. So thanks for all your work.
Good work. Three-quarter time, it's the Falcons by 5 goals. We'll be back on the other side of this. Siobhan should be talking to the coach of the Geelong Falcons, who should have a smile on his face, Luke Daffy. Welcome back to Queen Elizabeth Oval. It's three-quarter time in Game 2 and the Geelong Falcons lead by 5 goals. We're just waiting for Luke Daffy, who's giving his last instructions to the Geelong Falcons. We'll take this moment just to thank our NAB League partners. NAB, our naming rights and principal partner. Open Universities Australia, the education partner. Telstra, our digital partner. Puma, our apparel partner. Rookie Me, who is our testing partner. And The Bar Counter, who is our nutrition partner as the teams break up. We're just keeping an eye on Luke Daffy, who's giving some last-minute instructions. And over down on the ground, Siobhan Rowe.
I'm down on the ground with Luke Daffy, the coach of the Geelong Falcons. What was the main message to the boys? Obviously, you got a bit of breathing space, 30 points up.
Yeah, looking just to compete in the contest particularly. Obviously, the conditions are quite strong with that win, so we need to get our hands on it early and hopefully get it going forward our way.
Oliver Henry really impressed up forward with 4 goals. Who else really stood out for you?
Yeah, we started to get our hands on around the middle with Chaz Kapala as well, but he'll try and give Ollie some space and hopefully gets to work with some goals.
And lastly, do you have an update on Cooper Stevens?
Not as yet, he's just gone in for a scan.
Thank you.
Good work, Siobhan, down on the boundary. Rick, what'd you make of the Falcons? Have they got enough money in the bank?
It looks a good enough lead. I would have thought that 3 to 4 goals would have been about around the money. So they've got a 5-goal lead, but you can't write Dandenong off. It is pretty strong. I went out, had a look at it, had a bit of a float around that terrace area with the shade over there.
Beautiful, isn't it?
Fantastic spot to watch footy and listen to some blues music as you could hear it from the pub across the road.
Last quarter action, take it away, Matt.
Immersing himself in the local culture here, Rick Morris. And the NAB League round 3 action here at Queen Elizabeth Oval in Bendigo. Stingrays go forward. Heap of pressure applied and the umpire should call for it. Just inside the 50-metre arc. 30-point advantage the way of the Falcons. So we commence the last quarter of this second match in the triple header. Coming up, we will have the Murray Bushrangers and GWV Rebels. That game live from approximately 3 p.m. this afternoon here at Queen Elizabeth Oval to round out a big day of country footy action. Wheatman got a kick into the pocket. And a quick snap goes out on the full for the Dandenong Stingrays. Free kick will go the way of the Falcons. Jackson Patch to take it. Just waiting for the ball to be ferried back from over the fence. Wants to go down the outer boundary line. High ball, front spot, taking the mark. A good grab in the end to Jack Grigsby. Dishes the handball off. Oh, they've run into trouble now. Great tackle from Dandenong. Applying it there was Ned Cahill. Goes inside 50 quickly, comes off hands. Chasing it is Smith for the Falcons. Stingrays, a dodgy kick away. Scrapping for it is Welsh. The umpire says, give it to me, I will ball it up. Just coughed that up at a crucial moment there, Lazaro. Ran into all sorts of trouble on half back. Provided the Stingrays with an opportunity to go forward, but they couldn't capitalise. Grigsby lost control of it. Cahill was being held. Rayner also being held. Pops out now, Young. Slung off the footy. Bouncing ball, Kapala. Put the handball straight into the hands of Riordan. They get it inside 50. Gay, bobbling ball. Couldn't control it cleanly. Tackle applied by Bove was a little high, and a free kick will go the way of Dandenong. And it's in the hands of Nathan Heath. Have to kick it just inside the 50-metre arc, 45-degree angle. Breeze still favouring the city end of Queen Elizabeth Oval. Not a bad attempt. And an important goal, Rick, for the Dandenong Stingrays early in this final term.
Very important, and also important was Cody Waitman just limping off the ground there, but he doesn't look too bad. He took a heavy knock, But he seems okay at this stage, so might just have a little breather.
Get on top of him, quick!
There's one back, so they're down to 24-point margin.
Umpire back in the middle. Might get you to have a look at the team stats, Rick, just see if it's telling us anything up until this point. Up they go. Walsh over Bradkey. Dandenong get the clearing kick. They kick inside 50. Oh, strong grab. What a wonderful mark. That was taken by Jesse Clark. Clark goes to the outer side of the ground. Plenty of yellow jumpers there. Marked by Reece Orchard. 50 metres. Oh, that is... He just crept over the mark. I think the umpire said back a bit. And he didn't go back far enough. And now Reece Orchard should take this from... Let's just see as she marks it out. He's going to take this from about 18 metres out directly in front. They're getting their goals nice and early, too, in the quarter, giving themselves plenty of time. Don't go away. I think we've got the close one. As Reece Orchard lines up directly in front. Comes in, kicks. Oh, hits the post.
Now, just looking at the team stats, the kicks are in favour of Dandenong, 150 to 139, but the handballs, Dandenong 79. Geelong preferring to use the handball with 101.
Indication as Dandenong wheel around, kick, another behind. They might be about to start peppering.
The inside 50s, we've got Dandenong at 29 and Geelong at 37.
So what can the Falcons do to come out a defensive 50? Clark decides to go down the outer side. Pack forms, ball off hands, high tackle the way of the Falcons. It's in the hands of Charlie Harris, half-back flank. Just pops one short. It's okay. Mark taken out there by Langan. Just possessing the footy down the outer side at the moment. The Geelong Falcons. Kapala searching for a target inboard. Ball comes off hands. Lazaro chasing after it. Had support. The Falcons moving it quick. There's a whistle. And a free kick going the way of Geelong. Noah Gribble with the ball in his hands, just outside attacking 50. Short. Oh, Falcons player a little flat-footed. Opens the door now for the Stingrays to rappel out of defensive 50. A little too hot there for Clayton Gay on the outer side. Got manhandled. Umpire said play on. Falcons take the mark, centre wing, outer side. Kick inboard wasn't fantastic. Mopping up Clark, corner of the centre square. Defensive side of it. Up and under kick, 2-on-1 favouring Dandenong. They'll get it across to Young. Dishes the handball off. Calls for it back to Hayden Young.
Oh, look at that kick. How far did that go?
Lovely kick inside 50.
Oh,
DeConing
bad. Oh,
hits the woodwork. That would have been an Open University's Plays of the Week contender, and he put it through. Just found that bit of woodwork that he has to get it through the middle of.
Yeah, Hayden Young showing his class there with that 65-metre boot with the breeze, but was it DeConning that should have put that away?
Yep.
He did well to win possession, DeConning, on that occasion.
Yeah.
But
the kick may have let him down.
Yeah.
Geelong. Harris between back pocket and half back. Oh, they worry me. Back to Harris. Goes in short and low. Finds Lazaro. Lazaro looks, points, puts it up in the air. The big men fly, held up, and the mark is taken. Allison Ellison kicks to 50. Underneath it, Falcons. Oh, quick hands, trying to get through traffic. Doesn't get the target. Wrapped up in a tackle, spooned out. Little kick out, pulled off the ball, and there's a free kick to the Falcons. You can't give the ball too much air because it only holds up and makes it so easy for Dandenong to rush the ball forward by fist, by any way.
Kick didn't tumble, it wasn't penetrating, and just allowed the defender in.
It's not an easy task, and I wouldn't dare say I could do it, but the minute you put the ball up in the air, it holds up. They go to Stingrays. This is Corey Ellison again. He goes deep into the heart of 50 and mark taken. And this is DeConning, who'll be hoping to make up for that miss.
He judged it beautifully because he ran his player under the ball and just propped back and took the grab. Excellent bit of work.
The ball's going to carry that little bit further with the breeze and pull up that little bit shorter against it.
They're all over him at the moment, Dandenong. They're coming hard here.
Corey Ellison comes in, kicks, and he's got it. He's got it. Tom DeConning. Corey DeConning. Sam DeConning. A lot of names. Sam DeConning. How many has he got? Is that his first?
That's his first.
First goal.
Got a feeling he's been switched with Corey Ellison, who looks as though he's playing more of a half-back role in this.
And for those playing at home, his father was Terry DeConning, who played for Footscray back in the day when they were playing at the Whitten Oval. Don't think he'd get father-son. Don't think Terry played enough games. 9-8-62, plays 11-11-77. Back in the centre, 10.5 minutes into this last quarter.
And the Falcons are away. Stubbings puts it wide for the Falcons. Happy to see it over the line there. Lachlan Williams for the Dandenong Stingrays. Boundary throw in. First time the Falcons have been inside 50, I think, in this quarter. Ham, hurry on the boots, hit a target. In the hands of Oliver Henry. Kicked 4 goals already today for the Geelong Falcons.
He's kicked 4 goals, 3, so it'll be his 8th shot on goal, which is a fair effort. So he looks a likely type, doesn't he?
Certainly does, and as we heard Lee Fraser before, played the opening few games off half-back, so an incredibly versatile player for the Geelong Falcons, who are searching for their first win in 2019. And he's kicked it into the breeze there, Oliver Henry. Important goal in this final term for them. They move to 12-11-83. Dandenong 9-8-62. Nice action there from Oliver Henry. 5 goals.
Around the grounds, down at the Holden Centre, the Tasmania Devils 8-10-58 lead the Northern Territory Thunder 3-4-22. 6-goal lead to the Devils. Back in the middle. Umpire tosses it up. Big Bagoey. The ball comes out beautifully. That goes Dandenong forward through Waitman. To Conning. Handballs backwards. Nancowan. Just to the right. Through for a behind. 9-9-63. 12-11-83. 20 points the difference. Halfway through the last quarter. Just waiting for the Sherrin to be brought back in. We've got Jesse Clark to bring the ball back in, one of the co-captains of the Falcons. Bit of spit on the hands just to say, now, what are we going to do here, boys? Takes his time, plays on off out of the square, kicks long out wide, and the mark is taken by, oh, it was a free kick to Dandenong. This will be Corey Ellison. He kicks.
Oh, a bit of a push.
I think that might have been
Right
a
call.
hands in the back.
And now it's Cowan there trying to take the advantage and kick the goal. Yeah.
Yeah, that was straight in the back. Good call.
Sam DeConning, not his brother Trent or Corey or whoever else I said earlier. Sam DeConning has got the free kick. He's on the slightest of angles. He's going to kick from 30 metres. Distance won't be a worry. As he comes in to make the difference 14 points. Comes in, kicks, got it through. Got it through. They're coming, the Stingrays. 10-9-69 to the Geelong Falcons 12-11-83. 14 points in it, Rick. Which way is this going to go?
Yeah, they're running all over them at the minute, but Geelong just need to steady, chip the ball around a bit and get it into their 50. At the moment, it's all Dandenong.
200 centimetres is young Sam. 26th of February, just turned 18. Up they go. Geelong could just do with another steadying goal here as the Stingray train goes. Handball over the top. Close to the boundary. Good work. Now they fish it out. They've lost. Rayner. Oh, caught high. May have contributed to that little free kick, Rick.
Yeah, I'm happy with the decision all the same, but he did go a bit low.
He went low. Rayner kicks along the line. The big men fly. No one takes it. Quick kick round the corner. Wobbling kick, and that one finds the boundary line. As Bove takes it over the line.
Ball to be tossed in on the centre wing. Rucks go at it. And we should get another stoppage.
Might have been a bit of a pep talk with the boundary umpires there. He came in a long way, didn't he?
Yeah.
Popped out the way of the Stingrays. Merrick seeing it over the line and out of play, just running out of space. In front of a fairly healthy grandstand here at Queen Elizabeth Oval. Tossed back in. Stingrays through Waitman, get it to half forward. Awkward bouncing ball for everyone. All wrapped out up now is Goonan. The umpire says, give it to me. Half forward. For Dandenong. Just a hot potato footy on half forward at the moment. No one could get a clean possession away. It's a very tangled contest, that one.
Contest again,
So the ruckman to go at it. Grigsby for Geelong. And up against Braddock. Spills clear, coming through Cahill.
Oh,
Kick smothered. Great smother there from Patch. Stingrays get another chance to reload. Ball dribbles over the boundary line and out of play.
Great work by Orchard. He had his kick smothered and went back and got it. Terrific job by going and getting that second ball.
Set up for a great finish here. Dandenong will need 3 goals. There's 7.5 minutes left in the game. They've got the breeze. Kick, snap. Oh, so the crowd through for a behind. Could have bounced either way. Jesse Clark in no great urgency to get the ball. He looks up. They have been going to the outer side, and that's where he goes again. Runs his full distance. Kicks out wide and too wide. The breeze just took it over. Dandenong to bring it back in. It's the skipper, Hayden Young. He kicks it up to the hot spot. Up they go. Oh, Mark is paid. Luca Goonan. He set himself. He will just catch that one on the replay.
Just hung in the air, didn't he? He went a bit early, but he had their measure and took a nice clunk.
Held it most of the way down, Rick.
Yep.
As Luca Goonan comes in, I think he's kicked one already.
Yep.
Comes in to kick his second. No doubt about that one. They're coming, the Stingrays. 11-10, 76 to 12-11, 83. There is 7 points of difference. We are 19 minutes into the last quarter. This is going to be a photo finish. He's played his part today, Luca Goonan.
They've just got to come back with something here, Geelong. They're dictating a bit too much to Stingrays, so Geelong just have to start getting numbers around the ball and running it into the breeze.
Big Walsh back in the ruck. What can he do? Got a tap down, but again it's the Stingrays that will win the clearance. Towards half forward, bounced past Rayner. Falcons, the handball wasn't fantastic. Ends up into the hands of Cahill. Cahill running in. Just to the right-hand side. On a score. Do you think they have to change this kick in, Rick? They've gone to the outer side most occasions in this final term. There's a free player on here in Jackson Patch.
It is the defensive side, so... or no, not really. It's going to allow them to attack from that side, isn't it, really, with this breeze going across goal. So you'd think they should take this defensive side, grandstand side, really.
Patch has stood there twice as Young flew for the mark there. Ball dribbles over the boundary line and out of play. Stood there twice in the pocket.
Yeah, because the long kicks inboard have come from through the middle or out of side, so that's the attacking side, which favours Dandenong at the minute.
Ball thrown in. Walsh gets the tap. Dandenong get the spill. It's a big kick up forward. Who's on the end of it? No one can lay a fist. There's plenty of Falcons. Clark gets it across. Need to just don't get trapped underneath. Umpire comes in and balls it up. They need to kill as much time as they can without giving away a time-wasting free kick.
Under 4 minutes on the clock.
It's a good part of his game, Ned Carl, isn't it? He's a good tackler as well as, good small forward.
He's on his own in the contest there, at the part of the contest. I would not be leaving him. Hayden Young, they kick up forward. Can they keep it in? They do keep it in. Geelong, they're going to clear it through Kapala. They need a mark and they've got it. Charlie Harris. Harris goes wide and the mark is taken by Bove. Gennaro directs a bit of traffic. Now you can't sit this little baby up because it'll come back quick. Goes out wide and the mark is taken and it comes back quick. Ball at the top of the 50. Now we've got Cale. Cale gets it over the top. Looking for Gay. Spun around in the tackle. Could have been caught. Geelong defence working triple time. They're over the top of it and it dribbles over the boundary line and out of bounds.
Dare I mention the draw?
Well, it's set up for that. There's only 2.5 minutes left.
It would have been
There's a goal of difference with Dandenong doing all the attacking.
Would have been a handy point, that one earlier that they kept in play.
Ball thrown to Conning and Walsh. To Conning, takes it out of the air. Geelong caught, stacks on the mill. Umpire has a good look. Good drama by the umpire. Had everyone sweating on it. He comes in to throw the ball up. We're approaching the 23-minute mark. There's a goal of difference. Ruck free kick. Ruck free kick to Conning. De Conning has got the free kick. is on a 45-degree angle. He will kick the ball from 42 metres.
He's kicked his 2 goals in this last
It was
term.
against the other
A third party, Rick,
third
was it?
party, yeah.
De Conning. He comes in, kicks. It's to the right, it's to the right. It is way off, out of bounds on the full. Geelong with the resultant free kick. Noah Gribble in the back pocket. No, not taken by
Not
him.
even a handy point there.
Kilpatrick.
90 seconds on the clock.
Kilpatrick brings the ball to the grandstand side. The big men fly. Oh, great mark for Geelong. Sam Burke. What a beauty. Hit the boundary line. Burke. He kicks to centre wing. Again, the big men fly, and the boundary line has been found. There's a minute to go. There's a goal of difference. Bring it home, Matt.
Set up beautifully. Geelong searching for their first win of 2019, but it's the Stingrays. They've got to move it quickly. That's a high hoping ball. Big pack. Geelong trying to fist it out, and they do so. Ball over the boundary line and out of play.
Waitman cramped up at that moment. He's run straight off the ground and put the shins to the test.
Under 30 seconds left on the clock. It'll either be a Falcons victory or a draw. Quick kick on the boot from Waitman towards half. Oh, what a mark! Ned Cahill, something special, spots up a target. The mark's taken on a 45-degree angle just inside attacking 50 by Nathan Heath, who kicked 1 goal earlier in the quarter, and he's going to have a shot after the siren to level the game.
Waitman cramped up after that kick and had to go off, but it doesn't make any difference.
Well, here we go.
Nathan Heath, man on the mark, stands about 40 metres out from goal. 45-degree angle. He comes in. It's a good kick. Draw here at Queen Elizabeth Oval in Bendigo. What a game of football. They get around him too. 2 goals in that final term to Nathan Heath. 12-11 apiece, and the Falcons are shattered. They remain winless in 2019, Rick.
Amazing how one team's happy and the other team's sad after a draw, isn't it? But you've got to give it to the lad there. Heath, he had the kick. Didn't look familiar with that kicking style, but he had the kick after the siren and laid back, put it up in the air, and the wind just carried it over the heads of the pack. It was a nice connection, and well done. A lot of pressure in that kick.
A lot of pressure also on Siobhan's shoulders to pick out an interview in this one.
And
It's a tough one. Might be nice to speak to Nathan to see what was going through his head.
Just about to say the same thing.
That was a clutch kick. Fantastic finish. We thought it'd be a photo finish, and we got a dead eat. Developed print. We couldn't get it across.
It looked at when that other goal was missed, wasn't it? When they didn't kick a point even. Looked like a draw was on the cards.
All right, Siobhan Rowe on the ground with the man of the moment.
I'm down on the ground with Nathan Heath, the man who kicked the goal to draw the game. What a thriller. What are your thoughts on the game?
Oh, it was a bit of a fair game, a bit of coast-to-coast footy, but that end was the scoring end, so we knew in the last quarter if we got a run on, we were going to kick enough goals to draw it, as you see.
The 3 games that the Stingrays have played this year, 6 points, and now a draw. There seems to be a great synergy between the group and a fight to come back. What is it like playing with these boys?
Oh yeah, it's a great group to play with, you know, and we've still got heaps of players to come back as well, so no, we've got a good group, good culture at Dandenong, so it's good.
And also the conditions today, obviously really hot, and you guys were playing with the wind in the last quarter. Do you think the wind had a factor?
Oh yeah, definitely had a factor, but I mean, going down that end, most of our skill errors were the problem and just turnovers, so, but we knew we could come back at the end, so yeah, it was pretty good.
And finally, what are the emotions like after a draw? Is it a bit of an empty feeling?
Oh, it's not too bad to kick a goal after the siren, but it would have been better if it was to win the game, but you know, take what you have.
Congratulations.
Good work, Nathan Heath. You'll remember that. He did that very easily. Didn't have a lot left on it.
No, didn't follow through very much, but once it got above the pack, it just carried with the wind.
Yeah.
And he connected well enough, and it was probably about 45 metres out, I suppose.
It was
Carried the line well, but, you know, that is a clutch kick. That's how, you know, you've got to finish the game off under pressure, and he did it as best he could. Well done, Nathan Heath.
I think the Falcons can take just as much out of it as the Stingrays. They were fantastic today, played good footy, and to be honest, a draw is probably the best result from both teams. They both had great players, both played well, both used the wind well, and did their best going into it. So fantastic game of footy.
Don't think the Falcons players would agree with you there, though.
No, they probably don't, but that. You know,
they probably look at it as they had a 5-goal lead at three-quarter time and should have, you know, done something to, try and add to that.
The one thing lost with the kick with goal was the mark by Ned Cale.
Yeah.
That was, and I don't want to put too much mayonnaise on it, but that was like Ryan for the West Coast Eagles taking the mark in the grand final and not just being happy with the mark. He played on straight away, spotted up a man and got it to him with a perfect kick. So Ned Cale, beautiful stuff. Thanks for watching the second of the triple header. We're going to catch our breath and bring it home with the Murray Bushrangers taking on the Greater Western Victorian Rebels.